Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today's video is about building a structure to house a pizza oven. And if you're interested to see the pizza oven built, stick around for the second part of this video. The structure itself is built from locally sourced wood. I would go so far to say that I rescued it from being wasted. Apparently there is no commercial value in these logs and they would have been left behind. So I picked them up and dropped them off at the local sawmill to get them cut to my desired dimensions. The majority of the wood I'm using is yellow cedar. The rest of it is red cedar and Douglas fir. I have been thinking of building a pizza oven for quite some time now, and I had a few designs in mind. But I just never can settle on anything until I get going. In this case, it's going to be a structure more or less designed on the fly. Over months I have been painting a picture in my head, but a few days before I actually started cutting the wood to size, I have changed the design completely. I remember seeing a picture of a twisted roof a few years back. So I figured, since that building was for myself and not for a client, I can actually do anything I like to see on my property and take my time with it, no rush, and I can go as crazy as I want. When you have time to work without pressure, there is this chance to get into the zone. That means you literally forget everything around you and just focus on yourself and your project. It's like an experiment. You know how to do things. You know your skill set. You can push a little harder. You do something you haven't done before. You might not know at this point how things are going to turn out. It's fun. It's exciting. I already had picked out a location, which we previously used for a tree house and a chicken coop. The roots of those stumps rotted away over the years, and I could easily remove them with my limited excavating skills. Then it was just a matter of getting some crushed rock in, leveling it, and compacting it to get a nice base for the foundation.
Resultat.
So in this case, I decided to build a strip foundation to get proper support for the posts, and in between I will lay the bricks I saved from the dump. I am so glad I kept all the bricks after removing a chimney a few years back. You can call me a hoarder if you like, I wouldn't care. Most of the stuff I have collected over the years has been used or will be used for future projects. Small timber frame structures like this one, or a greenhouse, a gazebo, a carport, or some sort of animal shelter on a farm. It's like eye candy on your property. I'd like to encourage people to build these, or hire someone who can do it for them. Ask if you can help. As much as you can, it brings the price down. Although clay is literally everywhere, I just didn't feel like digging a hole in my yard. And one day, another year, on another job, a massive excavator was digging up a bank for a bigger building. I found myself right in front of a pile of clay. I filled all my buckets and brought it home. The last time I worked with clay is over 20 years ago. Therefore, I did a little test. Mixing sand and clay in a small batch, looking for the right ratio. Not too rich in clay so it wouldn't crack as it dries, and not too much sand, which will weaken the bonding effect of the clay and crumble. All I had to do for the final mix, add some straw for reinforcement. Mix it by hand to get the right consistency, and then you're ready to go. No, I'm not that crazy. I did 1 or 2 wheelbarrows, and then I used the cement mixer. For the base, I used regular fire bricks and stabilized it by adding more clay around it, letting it dry for a few days. Building a form out of wood strips and wet newspaper should be efficient, so I thought. The first mix, however, for the pizza oven turned out to be too wet. The formwork got soggy and started to collapse under the weight. So I backtracked, scraped all the clay off the base and let it sit for a few days, so the water had time to evaporate. In the meantime, I was building a new form, and I was certain it would not collapse. After finishing the clay oven, it was just a matter of a few days drying time because of the hot weather. Now it was time to burn out that formwork and get homemade pizza into the oven. By the way, don't use wooden doors for your pizza oven. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.